allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh.
Hello there.
Ayegun la wa mo, la mo to do. Ayegun la wa mo, la mo to do.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me, and Happy New Week to every one of you. Kindly read beyond the description of this broadcast. Sorry, read beyond the rider, the title of the broadcast, okay? Read the description. Read beyond that if you can. Share this. Like it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today. It's really good to be back. Yes. From the writer of the from the title of this broadcast to the description of this broadcast, you can tell a lot is going on, or a lot has happened in the last few days. But we've covered a lot of them as well. And tonight, we are continuing. The Labour Party of Abure, they have now given Peter Obi a red card. And it is not just Peter Obi, including Alex Otti. That's actually not even the rider. And Otti kidnapped NLC President. Thank you, Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining me tonight. This is Mayegun, and this is live to those who are watching it live, especially on the on the hour. And yes, we are starting tonight with what's supposed to have been a breaking news, but it's no longer breaking news. It happened earlier this afternoon when the Dokpemu Stupid Service, DSS, kidnapped the supposed president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the president of Nigerian workers. Over 14 million supposed workers in Nigeria, they kidnapped their leaders. And why? They said he is attempting to overthrow thiefnubu, and that is treason, among others. Also, I think we should actually start from this unfunny, dry comedian called Gbenga Adeyinka. He had this viral chat, an interview with the cable, I think it's called the Cable News. Is that what you call them? The Cable, rather, the Cable. It is a media platform in Nigeria. One of them, So the Cable interviewed Adeyinka, Gbenga Adeyinka. He called himself Gbenga Adeyinka, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, something like that. He called himself GCFR. So he was advising, or should I say, he's advising Nigerians that even though things are indeed going south, everything in Nigeria, the economy is in red. In fact, it is in gutter. It didn't start today, right? So 15 months after thiefnubu spent over 6 trillion naira to buy the presidency of Nigeria, somebody they told you has been sort of trying to become the president of Nigeria for 30 years. And one of the reasons why the Abobakus, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers, the bastards, the bad idiot, woman abroad. The reason why they hated everyone that opposed the druggie, the drug addict, the drug pusher, the drug dealer, including the terrorist called the shitty man, with their Muslim ticket that we call Mumu tickets, right? The reason why a lot of them were so angry with us was that how dare us hate a man that has been dreaming to be president of Nigeria for 30 years. And he's been president of Nigeria for 15 months. And the statistics have now shown that he is a complete disaster. Those who called us Omoali, those who called us Yoruba Omoali, for not kowtowing or bending the knee for the drug dealer, certificate forger, treasury looter, kleptomaniac, dement Nah, see, whoever is tampering, nobody is tampering with it, okay? I am so sorry. The audio suddenly just... So let me know if your own audio is back. I'll keep looking at my screen in case if anything goes amiss. Because, I don't know, I feel better today. I really feel so good. And I do not want you to miss anything that's going to be coming out from this mouth this evening. As loaded as I think I am, please let me know if your audio is back. It is. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say 30 months ago, or roughly 2.5 years ago, when Koolu was when Koolu was in Ogun State, and he declared that Èmi ló kàn, Yorùbá ló kàn, tó bá dẹ̀ kan Yorùbá, èmi ló kàn. A sort of campaign strategy that comes with absolute nothing other than it is my turn. It didn't promise anybody anything. Majority of those who are claiming to be disappointed in thiefnubu today, majority of their disappointment is coming from their own manufactured expectation from thiefnubu when he said, Èmi ló kàn. And thiefnubu came here, when he declared 30 months ago. thiefnubu brought to fore the tribalism, the ethnic jingoism, the religious fanaticism, and every other fault lines in Nigeria. I am talking about things that existed, but everyone has been very careful over the years not to touch them. Things like the tribal fault line, stuff like ethnic fault line or religious fault line. A desperate kleptomaniac, drug dealer, drug addict decided to use that line and cut it off, all because he wanted to be president of Nigeria. They went as far as calling their fellow Yorubas Omoale, that you were like, this is a person that is a total failure who has nothing to offer you, but they were making things up for him. Ladies and gentlemen, they were making things up for thiefnubu. He built Lagos. He was a Poseidon. He fought the Atlantic, protected Lagos from the Atlantic surge. So he's somebody that single-handedly built Lagos from the scratch. How dare you want to stop him from building Nigeria? They did a lot. Nobody say we agree, and nobody say he win. Upon all of that, he still lost. He still lose. But whatever money cannot do, thiefnubu himself believes that more money will do it. Now, fast forward to 18 months. No, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 18 months ago, February 2023, just last year, there, thiefnubu and then those who felt like thiefnubu's presidency was going to benefit them, they decided to go to town, use what I told you earlier, use the tribal, ethnic, religious, narratives to keep people divided. While those who are supposed to, those who were manning these supposed important institutions that were supposed to stop him, they got bought over. And 18 months ago, 4 a.m., Yakubu declared thiefnubu your president-elect. Then fast forward to another 3 months after that, 15 months ago, Koolu was sworn in as your president. And 15 months after that, want to turn life everybody upside down. That we have more lunatics now in Nigeria and also outside Nigeria. I am talking about those Abrodian Abobakus, Abrodian bastards, Everyone is feeling the impact of what 15 months of thiefnubu has done to them. But rather than for majority of them to quickly say, bad market, forgive us. No. They double down. They doubled down by pointing fingers at just everyone, anyone but themselves as those responsible for the destruction of Nigeria. 8 years. thiefnubu and his supposed bastards, they were everywhere reminding us how powerful thiefnubu was by making Bokwari your president. Bokwari and their APC 9 years ago, they changed the trajectory of Nigeria from the promising, prosperous, and growing economy, one of the 3 fastest growing economy in the world, to the poverty capital of the world. So 15 months ago, after the end of the disastrous, murderous regime, 8 years of locusts of Bokwari, thiefnubu took over the mantle. And a lot of them said Bokwari failed because he never took advice from thiefnubu. Now that thiefnubu is in charge, we now go see changes. They didn't need, they did not need his body. They only needed his brain. And true to that, even Koolu himself, in one of the RNG interview that he gave just before the election, the empty barrel, the certificate forger, once bragged and said, I will not reveal my strategies.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the 3 of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
So, the Mr. Strategy, the person who they didn't really need his body, but is empty drug-infested brain, assembled a team of kleptomaniacs as well, empty barrels, economic saboteurs, treasury looter too, brainless, inefficient, incompetent lackeys. 15 months after that, Nigeria has entered Canal. Nigeria has entered a state where even those who manufactured built the slum, the mega slum called Lagos, a lot of them are now screaming, Ebin Pawao, Ebin Pawao. Now, yesterday, oh, in fact, let's even just start. Okay, I'm starting with that Adeyinka here. Yesterday, Adeyinka, supposedly a comedian, now granted an interview. He said, thiefnubu is a financial guru, a financial wizard, that they didn't understand what's going on. Okay, however, he still believes that you should give him 2 more years to destroy your lives. Do you know that 2 more years means you'll be preparing for another election in 2027? That is, 2026. Abi? So, Nigeria is now more in debt. Nigerians are more poorer. Nigerians are more terrorized. But there is this idea, the idea that you have to do some baby work of pain. Things have to get bad before they get better. And that is why this Gbenga Adeyinka on the cable said this. I'm going to pick it from there now, okay? Adeyinka, the clown, Ladies and gentlemen, where is he? Oh, I found him.
Now, I'm not Asiwaju's mouthpiece, but what he did in Lagos, Office of the Public Defender was copied all around Nigeria. That's what gives indigent people who don't have money for lawyers free legal counsel. Your landlord is oppressing you, go to OPD. They'll give you a free lawyer. They do the case for you for free. Check, it's copied all over. The IGR of Lagos, before Asiwaju came, was something, so I don't know, but he took it up. It's the biggest in Nigeria now. Our infrastructure was that when Asiwaju became governor of Lagos, there were heaps, ask people who know, there were heaps of rubbish competing with cars on the streets. That's a thing of the past. Legal reform, justice reform, so many things. It introduced Loma, Drain Dock, LASMA. Our traffic, although we still have traffic, was unbearable. The things he introduced. Asiwaju, give him another 2 years. That guy is a financial wizard. Give him another 2 years. People don't like to hear this. What is happening in Nigeria is not unique to us. It's universal. Check. Inflation in America, inflation in the UK. There were riots a couple of days ago in France, all over. But you see, have they done all? So that was what I looked at, and I made up my mind I was going to work for this man. Atiku was vice president. Tell me what Atiku did apart from BPE. BPE was when they sold all the assets of Nigeria. I don't want to be sued. But they sold a lot of it off, and a lot of it had to be gotten back. His boss said something about him in a book he wrote. If your boss can say that about you, and you didn't take your boss to court the year that book came out, and you just left it, why should I now trust you? Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State. Asiwaju was governor of Lagos. If I'd seen both of them as governors and what they did, and it was at par, I'll have said fantastic. But I would have preferred a Peter Obi.
Nuisance, Lele.
Now, so that they talk. Here you get. No substance, no fact to back it, and all that nonsense. So, thiefnubu has been your president for 15 months. And your inflation, just within a year alone, your inflation jumped from the disastrous Bukwari that took inflation of Nigeria from 7.5% under Jonathan. It took it to 20.5%. Within a year, thiefnubu took your inflation to over 40, sorry, that's food inflation. So it took your general inflation, according to them, it took it to over 34%, 14%, double-digit increase in inflation. Food inflation was at 7.8% in 2015. When Bukwari was leaving, it was at 22% as well, right? Now, when within a year, where thiefnubu took it to 44.8%, it doubled it. Then that's how they speak. That's how they talk on their TV. No substance, no nothing. Other than just to say, oh yeah, you know, it took the IGR of Lagos. I don't know how much it was, but it took it up. It created the public defender office. So if you don't have a lawyer to defend you, you can go to the courts, you can go to the public defender, they will give you a lawyer to defend you. And because of that, he is a financial guru, according to Yinka, the failed comedian, all right? Those who have always been living off the crumbs from the likes of thiefnubu and co. You see, this is no longer campaign time. It is now your president. And to the like of Adeyinka, give him 2 years more. I know things are very bad now. Things are not easy. The cost of petroleum is too high. But what he did in Lagos, we used to have waste. Lagos is still dirty, stinking, no drainages, no drinking water, no electricity, no road. 25 years. after the supposed one government rule, or one party rule in Lagos. Nigerians have been groaning under the scarcity of, they have been crying of the scarcity of, petrol in Nigeria for more than 3 months now. The last 3 weeks has been hell. Then just 2 weeks ago, thiefnubu and his gang, they increased the pump price of petroleum. Okay, that has now made it even more worse for everybody. Okay, there is no plan out of it. They don't have any plan to take you out of all of that. You are going to endure, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. But here is something that this clown added. He said, if Ajiwaju fail, if you cannot do it, Nigeria is finished.
If I'm passionate about you, I'm passionate about you. That's my problem. And I believe that, and please take this to the bank, if Ajiwaju cannot set Nigeria right, then we're in trouble. With his capacity, with what he knows, with the fact that he has nothing to gain or lose anymore. If he cannot set Nigeria right, then we're in trouble. I'm scared.
This is what they say to themselves. But if you ask them to put on the table, what exactly are you doing? What exactly is thiefnubu doing? That even if his critics are just impatient, let's say, okay, people are just impatient, but this is what he is doing. Abi, you probably will give them a benefit of the doubt. None of them can tell you what he is doing because he's not doing anything in any direction to say your situation is going to get better. Your situation is going to get worse. You know me. They call me when you look at the Abobakus, they call me prophet of doom. And I said, amen, because I am the one that will remind you of your doomsday, the one that will doom and destroy all of you. It's not because I probably have the power to make that happen. It is because while you are so blinded, confused, I am not. I can tell you the direction where you are headed. With thiefnubu. Those who are smart enough that can begin to sort of disembark should begin to disembark. Those who are going to be that stubborn flies that follows the corpse into the grave, they still won't hear. Now let's take a look at the situation of Nigeria. That Morafoka is telling you that if thiefnubu fail, if thiefnubu cannot fix it, that's it. Number one, thiefnubu didn't promise you anything. Okay? thiefnubu spent over 6 trillion naira. 6 trillion naira to buy that seat. And he's already told the people from northern Nigeria that he owes them nothing because he paid for that seat. As for the people of the southern Nigeria, they shouldn't expect anything either. Whatever they get, they should take it, right? Nigeria refineries are totally dead as we speak, okay? Dangote refinery that is kind of doing is being sabotaged by the same thiefnubu and his cronies and all that. When thiefnubu said subsidy was gone, he knew what he was doing. At the same time, he may not have a full grasp of the consequences of that statement until later, right? However, he knew what he was doing. So when they suddenly jumped the price of your petroleum, which now affected everything, then surge your food prices, which has now caused a food inflation, where a lot of people are now screaming, hunger, hunger, hunger in the land, right? Businesses that are already dead and the ones that are dying. Those who have jobs, who have lost their jobs. The floating of your naira, which thiefnubu also embarked upon, just because that's part of the condition they gave him before they could give him money. The loans that they took, right, and never invested in any part of your economy, but looted, right? So they floated your naira, they valued your naira. Within a year, Nigeria naira which is already in the toilet, further lost over 75% of its value, which then simply means even if you are a very much hardworking person, no matter what you make in Nigeria, no matter what you earn, you've already lost 75% of that value, of that money. It is a trashy paper, a piece of toilet tissue. Policies are the things that destroyed Nigeria. And those who made the policies with Tinubu and his gangs, right, they kind of are really, really cashing out, so to say. They are cashing out from it. And they are telling themselves that if you are suffering because they are using you, don't worry. Later, everything will come down later. No, everything will not come down later. Today, many schools returned or resumed in Nigeria. Students, children, they were supposed to return back to school today in Nigeria. And I can tell you this free of charge. More than 90% of Nigerian parents, ordinary parents in Nigeria, have sort of gotten to that squeezed stage, a stage where they were considering, should their children go back to school, or they should use the money to further sustain the family on feeding. Now, the choices has been like, go to school or pay for your medical or eat. What will you do? So Nigerians have been in that state. They destroyed the value of your naira. They created an economy that is, what do you call it? Economy that reduces your purchasing power. And in all of this, they were living the extravagant lives. You get that? They are living extravagant life. 6 billion naira yacht, 150 billion naira private jets, 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy, 40 billion naira First Lady office allowance, 10 billion naira for office of Gbenga for computers. What else? 20 billion naira for shitty man's house. On and on and on like that, right? All those wastages, and all of that, right? They are coming from the borrowed money, the valued country that you, only you, will pay for or you've been paying for. So 15 months after that, they are not disputing the fact that everything done properly. What they are now trying to say is that others wouldn't have done it better too. That things have to get so hard, so bad before they get better. And I am here to tell you, they will never get better. A lot of you are going to die of some preventable ailments, right? A lot of you are going to become so wretched. I've said this before. A lot of you who are still standing today, you are just one sickness away from poverty. It is called health poverty. Health poverty means you begin to, for those who have what to sell, you begin to sell your properties just to buy medication. People are rationing medication for terminal diseases. You know, when they say you have to use 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets in the afternoon, 2 tablets in the evening after meal. Meal, no day. The tablet itself, you can no longer afford it. You are looking at it and you're like, oh, I'll just use 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. People are dying slowly, right? And those who manufactured thiefnubu built Lagos, thiefnubu this or that, they are trying to make you feel like, wait, if you no die, things will get better after 2 years. No, they won't. No, they won't. They promised the workers in Nigeria a minimum wage. A bag of rice became from 7,500 naira in 2015, jumped to 30,000 naira 8 years after that. That was last year. That was 15 months ago. Now, a bag of rice is being sold for over 80,000, 90,000. But Koolu made an agreement with the labor force, the NLC, that please don't go on strike. because of all this hardship. We know some of your workers have not been able to afford to even transport themselves to work anymore. Majority of them can no longer pay the school fees or whatever of their children or the welfare of their children anymore. So let's talk about minimum wage or living wage. Despite the fact that in a space of 1 year, thiefnubu and his gang, listen to this one, thiefnubu and his gang, they have expended over 30 trillion naira, including borrowed money, that you cannot really say, where is the money? What did they use it for? Where is the money? Over 30 trillion naira expended with nothing to show for it, right? They now said, paying the workers in Nigeria a supposed living wage of 250,000 naira will bankrupt Nigeria. So they had a meeting with the NLC, the Nigeria Labour Congress. I'm just playing it back now, right? Joe Ajaero and his own partner in TUC and others, right? They called a meeting. They said they had a meeting with thiefnubu. And at that meeting, thiefnubu promised them, thiefnubu gave them 2 options. Do you want me to pay you 250,000 naira every month as minimum wage? Or I will increase the price of petroleum to 1,000 naira. Ashwaju, don't increase the minute, don't increase fuel pump price. So that is the reason why we are buying expensive food. That's the reason why we are buying, we are paying so much for transportation or paying so much to fill our cars for those who are still driving their cars, right? Before thiefnubu. We will take 70,000 naira, $42. We take 70,000 naira, but you promise that you won't increase the petroleum product anymore. They said, no, it will not be increased anymore. NLC came out to say that the same government that told you that they have removed subsidy. Do you know what that means? It simply means government don't get business with petroleum anymore. Government have no say on what happened with the petroleum sector anymore. That is what is called the regulation of the downstream sector, the subsidy removal. But they lied to you. When minimum wage was 30,000 naira and the exchange rate was 400 naira to $1, people calculated that and they said, back then, minimum wage was around $78 for 30,000 naira under Bukwari. So with that, when thiefnubu came, that he removed the subsidy, he was supposed to be saving 420 billion naira every month for you, so that you can be you could be buying a liter of petroleum for 610 naira. So NLC agreed that they will continue buying it for 610 naira. As thiefnubu agreed to pay them 70,000 naira. Around that time was the same time they floated the naira. So floating the naira also simply means their lenders will determine how much the value of your naira should be. And according to them, your naira is so trashy. You know what? This is what it's going to be like now. Your naira is going to be 1,600 naira to $1. Now, when you use that on the minimum wage they gave you or gave the NLC, instead of, when they give you minimum, we have increased minimum wage. I mean, in value, it should be more, Abi? No, it is GBT. 70,000 naira come to $42. Meanwhile, 30,000 naira was $78. NLC accepted $42. Despite the fact that the same government that removed subsidy as they claim, the same government has devalued the naira. Okay, they accepted it. A bag of rice, 84,000, and among other things that jumped up. Oh, you know something? They were lied to. First month, second month, there is no minimum wage. Everybody collected their salary. There is no extra. There is nothing. What's going on? What about the one you promised that you are going to pay us for 6 months to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal? Shishi, they don't give them. 70,000 minimum wage. Shishi, they don't pay them. They come the year say, NLC, they are planning to go on strike again. That thiefnubu deceived them. How? You are so dumb, so stupid, that you are negotiating with people whose only agenda is to recoup all they spent in buying this. And that's what they've been doing from day one. They've printed over 15 trillion naira in a space of 1 year. I don't know how much they printed now. In 12 months, thiefnubu and Kadobi, they printed 15 trillion 1 year. In 8 years, Bokwari printed 27.4 trillion. 27 trillion. Compare that in 8 years to somebody who printed 15 trillion in 1 year. By the time he spent his own 18 years, his own 8 years, he go down print over 100 trillion naira. And you will never see. So, these economic saboteurs who promised this NLC, in order to quickly stop them from exposing that Najibiti na 419, the government of thiefnubu, they started hunting them. When people said they were too hungry and they staged the end bad governance protest in Nigeria, thiefnubu and his gang, they started hunting down Nigerians that they believe played one role or the other in that, including the NLC. They are charging the end bad governance protesters with terrorism and treason. They are also charging the members of NLC, including the NLC President, with treason and terrorism. All of this is to say, even if the country is bad, nobody should try and change government. Hungry people won't change government. What do they want to take change on? Their empty stomachs. Or what? But because it is the easiest way to scare and threaten them into submission. As if to say that is actually going to work. So they started intimidating them. They started harassing them until today, when Ajaero was billed to attend a meeting of TUC something in London. It was to leave Nigeria this morning when the Dokwemu Stupid Service went after him. They grabbed him and they are currently holding him. The president of NLC, thiefnubu won't pay minimum wage. Many of these state governors will never pay it. Yes, nobody's paying any minimum wage to anybody. So right now, the best to do is what? Accuse everybody of trying to remove thiefnubu. So they kidnapped the NLC president today. And guess what? NLC, TUC, and the rest of them, they are calling on Nigerians to get ready. There's going to be a showdown. There's going to be a showdown. This is a tyranny. This is Abacha Pro Max. This is Abacha time coming back. Thiefnubu is now General Thiefnubu and all of that nonsense. Thiefnubu had no plan. I have said that many times. And I said, the moment Thiefnubu finally consolidates his hold on power, it is not just going to be like a tyrant. It's going to be a reign of terror. You are going to witness assassinations. You are going to witness people disappearing. You are going to witness trump-up charges. You are going to witness a lot of horrible things. And please, don't even think about it. Election. Let's say you're the monkey. Election, bow. We need to come together and remove this person. No. You would have to come together and break up that contraption. I'm also going to get to that part. I said, normally hunger should unite Nigerians. Share you get? Hunger This is enough. Everybody speaks the same language when you are hungry. Ebi npa mi o, I am hungry o. Do something o, Asiwaju. This and that o. But it can't be like say the hunger uniting people is not really going to be enough, okay, to break up Nigeria. It is the hatred that the likes of thiefnubu and co they used to gain power. It is that same tribal hatred, the tribal bigotry, the ethnic religious division. These are what will eventually break up that contraption, and it's going to be bloody. No, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be bloody. You are going to kill yourselves. You are going to burn yourselves. You are going to go after your criminal leaders. It's all going to happen very soon. And that is why the act of their Dokpemu stupid service kidnapping people right now is a welcome development. What did this guy not do? All because they wanted power. How many of you remember this thief? This guy.
Listen, it's not the Hausa alone.
All because of 2023 for thiefnubu. All because of 2023 for thiefnubu.
Listen, it's not the Hausa alone. The bigger problem we have in this world, the Yoruba have, is the Igbo problem. It's the Igbo problem. The marital and then the judicial killing among the Yoruba race, Yoruba land is by the Igbos. Then when you look at the fake drug, it's by the Igbos. When you look at all the adulterated drugs too, it's by the Igbos. And when you look at all the fake things they brought from China, it's all the Igbos. And when you look at all the shops in the and everywhere, it's by the Igbos. And when you look at the Okotoko and all these things, even the name they are bearing in their village is different from the name they are bearing in Akure. And Igbo who did not go to school, who did not know his left from right, is selling drug in Abure. He's having a chemist in Abure. He's having a chemist in Surulere. He's having a chemist in what in Ayobo. He's having a blood bank where they start blood and sell into the hospital in Mushin and in Yanupaja. It's Igbo people. All to bring down the Yoruba people. So the problem we have now is too enormous. Now even to be talking about Wasi was a chieftain of Yoruba land. And when you look at it now, Igbo is looking for a way to be member of House of Assembly in Lagos. Igbo is looking for a way to be a member of House of Assembly in Ondo State. Igbo is looking for a way to be a member of Assembly in Oyo. What is the meaning of all this? And then they want to have the emir of Kano seller in Ore. They want to have the emir, the Seriki of plantain seller in Abeokuta. They want to have the Seriki of onion seller in Idimota. When are we going to run out of this rubbish? And when they are bringing all this cow in, they brought in ammunitions. What is the problem they are facing? So it's just like that. So they should not cause any trouble for now. Between now and 2023, they need to be arranging themselves. We are about going. Because when you look at the book of Exodus 1 verse 8, 9, and 10, he said, anytime the Egyptians are giving birth, the Israelites are giving birth, he said, kill all their sons. Kill all their sons, so that they will not join the enemy tomorrow to attack us. That's what he said. Then when you
like it or not, I don't care. You know me, I am not afraid. You know why? Because if I see another Yoruba person, I will support. That is the only Yoruba person I am seeing. Hear me, journalists, if you want to write, write. If you want to attack me, attack me. I am not a bastard. I cannot be a Yoruba boy and go and vote for Igbo. I'm not afraid. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I have not eaten from Tinubu money. I'm not asking him for money. And I will never ask him for money. I don't need his help. God is my helper. But I am a prophet. If you are one of the youths they are bribing, or some people they are gathering together,
nuisance lele.
Bigotry. That is what will break up Nigeria. And I am very much really happy at home that those who championed it because they wanted power to rule over Nigeria and use this bigotry, tribal this, tribal that, even though some lunatics said It's their choice, and it's their I mean, you cannot hold people because of their choice. At least some other people also voted for Obi now. They went to the gutters. They nearly destroy the century-old built legacy of the Yorubas just within a space of 6 months for Tinubu. And you see that guy, Tibetan Abinkokon, he's a criminal. He's a 419. I mean, I'm talking about like a fraudster, Gidio, defrauding people in the name of God. And I'm not talking about collecting money like your tithe. I'm talking about proper fraud, where they defrauded people over 65 million naira in collaboration with the former the wife of the former military governor of Ogun State. If you know this one called Akintonde, his wife, they collaborated, right? These are shady people whose only stock or what they had to actually sell to push Tinubu's narrative for 2023 was tribal hatred against the Igbos, well pronounced. And they were actually a bunch of criminals, drug dealers themselves. So they dragged Yoruba so into it that 15 months after that, everybody is now holding Tinubu in the jugular for destroying Nigeria. This same set of people are now saying, we don't know why everybody will be blaming, why everybody will be hating Yoruba. Because Tinubu is president. How can you be hating? Nobody hates Yoruba. Nobody hates Yoruba. People hate the Ronukus. Ronukus, they do not represent Yoruba. Tinubu does not represent Yoruba. Now, I'm a Yoruba person. Who are the first set of people shouting a being power? Who? Yorubas. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Tinubu doesn't give a shit about anybody, including the Yorubas. So when people come for them now, in this whole failure, they quickly turn it into, we don't know why they hate Yoruba. These people they hate us. These people hate us. No, they don't hate Yoruba. They hate you criminals. Oloriibu, abanilojuje, abanilorukojes. Because of a drug dealer, somebody who be drug dealer, drug user. You threw out the supposed Omoluabi of Yoruba, the education of the Yorubas. You actually rubbished all of that for person who forge certificates, person who no go school, drug dealer. And you actually think the rest of Yorubas should now come around and say, if you want to abuse Tinubu, why are you abusing Yoruba? No, nobody is abusing Yoruba. They are coming for the Ronukus. So are the Yorubas also going and coming for the Ronukus. We can actually face ourselves because you are in minority. Despite all of that hatred, despite all of that tribalism, they couldn't even elect Tinubu. They were not enough to make him president or anything. They were not even enough to make him Southwest president of Nigeria. He lost in Lagos. He lost in Osun. He lost where else again? So what is left? Even in Yoruba land, with all the riggings, so they don't represent Yoruba. Tinubu and his Ronukus, they do not represent Yoruba. Everywhere you see them, stone them, we take away every day. And you, Dumbo, that thinks that because you are a Yoruba, now you should begin to remove your clothes. And defend Tinubu. And I'm saying it to you now. And if you can hear me right now, maybe we can still have some remedy for your life. Tinubu does not represent Yoruba, and it will never represent Yoruba. Guess what? Ronukus does not represent Yoruba, and they will never represent Yoruba. Yoruba Obas were slaughtered by the Fulani terrorists. Ronukus said they are happy for the Fulanis to be killing us than for Igbos to come and rule them. What does that tell you? Listen to this young Gwere too. I'm looking for this guy.
I'll go for Tinubu because normal, I'm a Yoruba. I have to go for Yoruba. I can't betray my path. That's just the reason. It will be my trial, but I'll still go for Tinubu. As per se, it's Yoruba. I'm also Yoruba. Let's all vote for a better country. I have access to go for Tinubu. Go for your choice. So we say, because you go for Tinubu, this is happening, that is happening. Go for your choice. And whoever enters.
Nuisance, Lele.
I will go for thiefnubu. So today they will tell you, yeah, people have their choice. Let people, it's a democracy. It's a democracy. Let people go for their choice. If because they are not going for your choice now, is that why you think that it's a democracy? Democracy kill you there. You Oloriibu die. Go for your choice. Go for your choice. You've brought calamity upon the people. Lives have been ruined. Families have been torn apart. Poverty is becoming the thing of the day. Education is being destroyed. And right now that they are coming for all of you, Oloriibu, you suddenly want to think the rest of us that you are destroying as well should come and what? Defend the drug dealer. Emma Shofoni. Today, there are children that will never go back to school. Their parents can't send them back. They can't. It's impossible. They can't. They can no longer afford it. Our children, millions of them are going to end up as Alimajiris in Yoruba land. And Ronukus don't give a damn about that. The only thing that Tinubu successfully created is what? Ajaero. And it seems that that's going to be our lot. And that is going to be our destiny in the hands of these chancers. How about this one? You know, I do say something about the Abrodian Ronukus, the Abrodian bat idiot or bat starts. So those of you who are living abroad, like this auntie, her name is Yemi Ononuga. She lives in Dublin. Right. Look at her face. There are many like that all over the world. Who were staying in a better working system all over the world. And right where they were also supporting the tribal, what do you call it? The tribal politics, identity politics. Okay? They knew, as I would think that they were supposed to be the real Yorubas. We should value education, value name. They threw all of that away. From wherever they were living, they were pushing. This woman living in the island, Yemi Ononuga, now contesting to be a councillor. When Tinubu and co were telling people, Tinubu wanted to be president of Nigeria, but they were telling the Igbos to go back to Anambra. They were attacking and even killing them from voting or participating in that election. She was having a very big, fun time, right? For 8 years, she's an Abrodian Buhari idiot, promoting Bukwari in Ireland. How Bukwari will change Nigeria and blah, blah, blah. When Bukwari finished all of her and Koolu came on, she became a guest on the same Arise television. Thiefnubu is like that Gbenga Adeyinka, the dry joker and the former comedian. She, Yemi, was also on TV, full of happiness. Yoruba man is now the president. You will see changes. You will see development. You will see This was last year too. Auntie Yinka, Auntie Yemi.
Well, Yemi, let me come to you. I mean, you are in Nigeria during election time. I don't know whether you are going to vote tomorrow or whether you were around on February 25. So, I mean, from what you have read, from what you have seen about our process, what do you think? How do you think our process compares with your experience in Ireland?
Well, the two parallels, I have to say, first of all. And I think that perhaps the very first thing we need to start doing is shifting our mindset. We need a total reorientation in order to have the kind of country in Nigeria that we desire, we're focused on manifestos. When we're picking our leaders, we're constantly asking, what's your manifesto? What do you want to do for the people? I think we need to shift that thinking. I think we need to start first examining the values of those leaders. Excuse me. What are the values of the people who we want to choose to lead us? Because anyone can write a manifesto. But what do they believe in? What leads them? The values guide the people, the way they decide. If our supposed future leaders have a value of care and people love, then you're guaranteed that when they have to make a decision about the people, between being selfish and being selfless, the values would help us know who the right person is. So I think that's perhaps the first thing that we need to look at as a country in terms of how we pick our leaders, people who genuinely have a care in their heart. And that's not determined by the manifesto. This is my personal opinion. I think it's determined by the people's value. And that's one of the things that makes us different in Ireland and Nigeria. In Irish politics, you find that a lot of people, when they step into politics, they're coming in for a purpose to change. Some coming to change something. Perhaps they've been asking, say like at local level, a councillor to do something for a long time, and it's not been possible. They're coming and want to do that themselves. They're driven by that. And then along the way, they find other passion and then want to work for the people. So the reason they're coming in is very genuine. I came into Irish politics because I saw it as a platform to do more of what I was already doing in my community of Navan. I come from Meath, which is the Royal County, and that has kept me going. So we have to ask our leaders, our politicians, why are you coming into politics? If we're very clear why they're coming, that would help us determine who our leaders will be. And I think that that's the bane of the somewhat, for want of another word, the revolution we see in Nigeria today, where young people are saying enough. We want something different. However, with that happening, it's a fantastic thing, it's a great thing. We have to prepare those young people for leadership. They're burning, the desire is there, but I don't think they're really ready. And that's one of the things, actually, that we're going to offer, the possibility for them to learn to be the kind of leaders they want to see.
Well, I mean, let me come to you.
Nuisance, Lele.
You know, once they speak that year, meanwhile, those are the closet tabobakus abroad. There are many. They are in London, they are in Washington, they are in America, they are in Ireland, they are all over the place. There are those who believes that even when the younger people are demanding for something different, that they no longer want to follow the old order, right? She, like I told you now, she is a Buhari idiot for 8 years in Ireland, right? That's what Anna that invite onto Arizo. So in that same interview, that was where she said, even if all of you are shouting, obedient, you are not ready. You still need to be mentored. You still need the quality of the leader. You know, the kind of quality that will kind of prepare you. You see that you say, oh, very good, very auntie. Auntie, I saw you on TV earlier. You are making so much sense, ma. Ashiwaju don't enter now. We are happy. Auntie. I hope Ashiwaju can just invite you to come and join his government. The way they don't go put poster out now, saying won't be councillor. Immediately Yakubu announced thiefnubu. Oh, she was out there to congratulate him. Same way she was out there to congratulate Bukwari as a member of APC. Well, maybe not card carrying member, Sha. I didn't verify that. Right? Since Nigeria don't tribalism, bigotry is now like the order of the day. Auntie can't go do mistake, put poster. Saying one be councillor. Now so Nigeria enter. And if you remember the experience of Chioma in South Africa, she is a very good target. They said anyone who is not from Lagos should go back to their state to go and what? To go and vote. Why should? You remember, see, everybody, you remember that we used to be so proud. Every time we saw the anybody from Nigeria running for any political office abroad, well, we used to be so kind of like, oh my God, oh, I really wish she wins. Oh, that's so great. Oh, Nigerians in Ireland, please support her. Please, please, please let us. Oh, Nigerians in Croydon, please vote for her. Please vote for her. And you see Yorubas, you see Igbos, you see Deltas, you see people from all over the place running for different political offices all over the world. That has been destroyed by the tribalism, ethnic division that thiefnubu and Co rode on to power. Right now, much a mistake here, you may not even be part of any of this. So don't go put poster out, say you won't go contest election in Australia. Whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba, as it is right now, the division in that country, it don't enter grade 15 or something higher. Don't try it. Don't try it. It's better just even say, I am not a Nigerian, because I'm not from Nigeria, if you really want to. Courtesy of thiefnubu and their gang today. Auntie is crying everywhere right now. Now, what did I do wrong? I only just spoke about my country. This is what is wrong in me congratulating Bokuwari. What is wrong in me congratulating thiefnubu? I only congratulated them. I'm now Auntie Koshidanu Kelewabi Kusi. A lot of majority of all these divisions, the majority of these tribal rhetorics in Nigeria, they were being sponsored. In fact, they were ignited and promoted by majority of those who are not living in Nigeria. In fact, majority of them are coming from outside Nigeria. The Ronukus abroad, they are the champion of this ethnic bigotry, mostly. I have evidence. And today, we are all going to, we will rip it until when Nigeria is totally broken down, and it's broken up. Everybody go their separate ways. Then we can begin to deal with ourselves in whatever manner we think we can. Sure you get, as thiefnubu is destroying Nigeria, the effect of the tribalism, ethnic, what do you call it? Ethnic division, because of politics, politically sponsored ethnic division, that a lot of you are sort of, you've been swimming and enjoying the whole thing all this while. It's going to catch up with everybody. 15 months is too early, right? No, it's not. No, it's not. Here is another thing too. I'm just trying to jump here and there now, okay? Here's another one. From the look of things in that contraption, especially in the last 1 week, where nobody is giving anybody an answer to what is going on. These guys in Arise, they had a chat around it this morning. Oh, sorry. That is Apati, Oseni, and others. I want to sneak that in before I go to another thing again. Still talking. Here.
But there's nothing different from what he said when he was here. The truth has to be said. Okay, I think the only thing different is the NNPC had not increased the price. You had not seen the NNPC station increase the price. And I think the NNPC, when you want to increase price, please come out with your full chest. It's not the one that will see that NNPC gas station has increased price and we think you've increased price and you come out after all. That's part of the poor parlor state of communication with the NNPC. Nigerians are not dogs. We are not animals. We are not fools. All right? Come out with your full chest and stop beating around the bush. Secondly, definitely decrease and worsen energy poverty. In fact, energy poverty is depressed as we speak today. From the increase of over 100 naira, do you know how much people now have parked their cars or hardly use their cars? Do you know people that can't have access to energy any longer? The numbers are increasing. And he worked out some empiricals. And that's why we keep saying this government must understand that government will normally subsidize some things for the people. So the question is, what's the priority? What is more emergent? Is it subsidizing of education or subsidizing of petrol? Some people have argued across the line that, it is subsidizing of education, agriculture, and those things are more important. But I disagree. Because petroleum prices are tied to everything in this country. And that's why you're going to see a knock-on inflation when the NBC statistics come out. Definitely, logistic costs has increased, food costs has increased. So when you have a parameter like petrol prices that affects everything down the value chain, including food and including university tuition and including secondary school tuition, because I hear that prices of secondary schools are already going up now.
I think it's across all schools.
Across all
primary,
schools.
Secondary.
So you need to understand that if you have a big parameter like petrol that affects everything, then probably you should subsidize petrol because that's energy security. I don't know how it has happened, but it has happened over the years because we've not divested. We don't see a lot of cars on CNG program. The CNG program has not worked the way it should work yet. We don't see a lot of cars using diesel. So petrol ties into everything. And that's why we want to ask President Tinubu's administration, what are you doing? Are you really thinking of the impact? The other day in China, he was saying that it is childbirth pain. President Tinubu, please, with due respect, stop saying that. Women die during childbirth. This your childbirth rhetoric is not good. Do you want Nigerians to die during this childbirth? A leader is supposed to make life better. You're collecting all the taxes, electronic transfer taxes. What are you doing with the money on people? But we're seeing you're living fat. Till today, you've not told us how much you bought your private jets or your new presidential jets.
All right.
Let's be realistic here.
Okay, Nigeria faces a perfect storm. That will be my reading of Mr. Bismarck Rewane's submissions at the Lagos Business School breakfast meeting, where he was doing a review of the state of the economy, as it were. He said that the Nigerian government, off the back of Nigerians, is going to make about 5 trillion naira with the hike in fuel price. And that the Nigerian government will get more revenue. He did not address the question of what the Nigerian government will probably do with that revenue. Combined with the fact that Nigeria also faces issues of insecurity, infrastructural deficit, fiscal deficit, and all kinds of problems. What we find, my summary of his submission, is that the Nigerian government is going to make more money. 5 trillion naira, he calls it. But the Nigerian people are going to suffer. He defined that in terms of energy poverty. Now, the experts will tell you that energy is perhaps the most important thing in any economy because otherwise it's called energy security. That's the opposite of energy poverty. So Nigerians now have been thrown into the trap of energy poverty. Yesterday, I was on the This Day Live program with the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Segun Ajayi. And he was saying that the most affected sector of the economy are SMEs. These SMEs operate at the level of connection with the people. Most SMEs are having to shut down because they don't have access to petrol, they don't have access to electricity, diesel is expensive. So you find a situation whereby the same people who were told, "Hey, lawful Kambale," have been crippled. We now find ourselves, unfortunately, in a situation whereby President Muhammadu Buhari, now in his Daura village in Katsina, will be laughing. He will say, okay, I think these Yoruba people, they say they know the economy. Okay, the economy is now in their hands. They have taken it down. They have mismanaged it. So this is what we are facing. It's a gross embarrassment in terms of economic management to people who come from the Southwest who say that, people from the Southwest are better at managing the economy. We have not seen that evidence. Schools have increased school fees. Suya. Do you know that a stick of suya now is 1,850 naira? We can't even eat suya again. All within a space of 1 or 2 weeks. So somebody is telling me it's island suya. Okay, even the one that is not island, even Surulere, they have increased the cost of suya, common suya, just to eat, barbecued meats.
It's luxury goods now.
It's
luxury goods now.
It's not luxury. You should be able to get protein. Even fish has become more expensive. Yeah. But in any case, the point I'm making is that Nigerians are growing. Look at Lagos, the city of Lagos that is supposed to be the business capital of Nigeria. It is ghost town. How many vehicles do you see on the road now? People are rationalizing their lifestyle. Lifestyle is affected. Families are affected. Husbands now are beginning to go to the market to make sure that, madams do not top up chop money in the family because of what has been imposed. And yet our leaders, leave it up. So this is the whole thing that I think I get from Bismarck Rewane's intervention. 3 weeks ago, the same Mr. Bismarck Rewane talked about per liter fuel going up to about 1,250 naira per liter. Now, at the moment, they say it's about 897, 1,000 naira in some places. If it goes up to 1,250 naira per liter, he imagined what will happen. He said there will be social unrest. Because Nigerians, as Joe Ajaero is saying, will feel betrayed. Nigerians will feel that, they are being punished with whips and scorpions. While at the same time, people in government are living it up. They are asking us to make sacrifices. They are not making sacrifices. In fact, Mr. Rewane also pointed out that the GDP growth that was reported in Q2, nobody should jubilate about it because there will be inflationary pressures. In other words, all the things I've been describing is about the inflationary pressure that he talks about. So if inflation goes up again, how will people live in a country where there is insecurity? And on top of it all, the Dangote refinery and the NNPCL Limited, over the weekend, there's this back and forth about pricing. NNPC Limited says, look, Section 205 of the Petroleum Industry Act prescribes that market forces should take over. So anybody that wants to buy from Dangote refinery should go and buy there. NNPC says it doesn't use any monopoly. Dangote refinery issued a statement saying, look, it's NNPC Limited that is fixing the price. So in the midst of all this confusion, we are in a quandary. So our future, immediate future, hangs in the balance. And the pain is much. The people used to say, even power before. Look, this thing has even gone beyond hunger. It's gone beyond hunger. Life is very difficult. You don't know what it means to be the head of a household. The punishment is serious. And those who claimed, who promised that there will be renewed hope, they should not allow that hope to disappear completely. This, again, is my major takeaway from the submissions of Mr. Rewane. We should not wait till there's that social unrest. Some people have served notice that they will go on strike, they will go onto the streets on October 1. Driven.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that.
That's true. Nobody should insult Awolowo because of these Oloriibu coups. Okay? Awolowo laid a legacy that was enough for generations after to build on. But unfortunately, those who actually never really valued education, they ended up being those who took reign of power or government in Yoruba land, and they started breeding praise singers, ass lickers, access seekers. Okay, those who are looking for access. I need access to him. I need access to him. You don't really have to education doesn't really matter anymore. Meritocracy. Those who killed meritocracy for Baba Sokwe and Agberoism, that cannot be blamed on Awolowo. No, it's just so unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, gone are the days when they used to say, oh, the Yorubas will handle it better. The Yorubas are in charge now, Abi. I know. I mean, I can't shy away from that. Even though we all know that those thiefnubu those thiefnubu assembled around themselves are a bunch of thieves, low lives, people who actually have nothing, that they are so poor that the only thing they have is money. So we can't blame that on Awolowo. It's unfortunate that Awolowo's legacy is dead. I'm sorry. It's no longer there. Gone are the days when we used to brag of how sophisticated the Yorubas are, how educated we were, how industrious we were. Because Awolowo built farm settlements, industrial estates, industrial hubs. Awolowo built banks. Awolowo built system that was supposed to be sustainable in a space of just 7 years. In case if you don't know, Awolowo was only in charge. Awolowo's government of action group was only in charge of the western region of Nigeria for less than 7 years. Yeah. And after that, all the things you are hearing about Awolowo and Awolowo's legacy, this and that, they were done in a space of 7 years. It wasn't like 25 years like you have in Lagos. The legacy of thiefnubu in Lagos is what? What is the legacy of thiefnubu in Lagos? Arm twisting, robbery, and gbajue. He never built anything. No. Those who were praising and those who were shouting him, they were those who have either gained access to go and lick his ass and get something, or those who are hoping to gain access to him and gain something. Those are the people praising him. And those are his success. When you look around, he built nothing. That's what they will tell you. Oh, he has made a lot of people. He has made governors, he has made senators, he has made this and that. But what about the people? Awolowo didn't brag of making governors or making politics. No. Awolowo's legacy are based on what was passed on to the people from generations until they rubbished everything. Then they came back to begin to tell us that we could have that back. Yeah, we can have it back if you give us chance. We are the descendant of Awolowo. Yeah, give us chance. They were given the chance, and look at Yoruba land today. They are in charge of supposedly they are in charge of Nigeria now. Look at Nigeria. They even blamed Binance for why the Nigerian naira was crashing. But this was early this year.
Look at what Binance is doing to our economy.
How did the government allow the saboteurs to take over? How did the government allow the saboteurs to have a sway?
That is why the government moved against Binance. Some people sit down using the cyberspace to dictate even our exchange rate, hijacking the role of the CBN. They just sit down and fix everything they like. And we were told, for instance, that if you don't clamp down on Binance, Binance will destroy the economy of this country. They just fix rates.
So it's a digital hijack of the economy. That's what it looks like.
Sabotage.
It's a digital hijack. There's some kind of hijack.
And we are trying to cross. Look at
Nuisance Lele.
That is Onofunuga, 75-year-old Twitter advisor to thiefnubu, blaming Binance 8 months or so ago. Remember? Now they banned Binance in Nigeria, arrested those that came to come and discuss with them, locked them up all this while, and Nigerian naira has lost even further value. So who are they blaming now? Or who will they blame? Possibly the Igbos. Oh, the Igbos don't want him to succeed. That is why Nigeria is not moving forward. The Igbos and this. Meanwhile, the Igbos didn't stop thiefnubu from allocating over 250 million naira to his wife just to decorate the hall for a program. I don't know if you have seen this.
President Bola Tinubu-led Nigerian government has been criticized for lavishly spending on decorations for the First Lady's event. The payments made to the Rock of Ages total events were for decorations at state banquet halls, Sheraton Hotel, and other venues between March 15 and July 15, 2024. A breakdown of the expenses confirmed by govspend.ng reveals this huge amount spent on decorations, including 68.4 million naira for Democracy Day, 19.9 million for Sheraton Hotel, 131.9 million for a full-scale State House event, and 22.5 million for State House Banquet Hall, and finally 77.5 million for fresh flowers and other decorations. I had to bring this story back because if you remember I think it was last week or the week before, the First Lady had come out to say, there's no budget for the First Lady's office. Most of the monies that we spend is through donations. So we went to investigate, and this is what we're seeing. And I'm trying to understand, is this still part of the donations? Because what we're seeing is that the presidency is actually who actually disbursed this money. Dr. Abati.
Well, first, please, if anybody knows where they train events decorators, I'm probably in the wrong profession. Because this Rock of Ages events, I want to know who the owner of that event company is. Maybe I should come for training for about 6 months so that I can also make 250 million within 4 months. I mean, between March and July. That's one point, about it. All this the English talk. So he had that 250 million was spent only on decorations. So how much then was spent on the specific events? And who is the owner of Rock of Ages Events Company? I think Nigerians should like to know. Because when I saw a breakdown, the breakdown was talking about banquet. Okay, what kind of food will anybody want to eat that you will use 250 million just to be decorating all?
President Bola.
And the Amukus who are ready to help them point fingers, to blame others and say this and that, including when the policies of these rogues are destroying lives, businesses, homes, and all of that. Since it is not touching them, they just want to make you feel like it is for the betterment of Nigeria. This attitude of, if it never affects me, then maybe it is not happening. When they were demolishing homes in Lagos last year to teach the Igbos never again to challenge them politically in Lagos, because they needed to destroy their businesses, demolish their homes under the disguise of they were building homes on unapproved lands. Even where our places where these landowners, homeowners presented documents approved by the same government of Lagos State, right? They still ignored all of that, remember? And they said, this is our Lagos. If you are not comfortable with it, go back to the east. Go back to Yorubas whose properties were destroyed by Tinubu and his gang in Lagos. Sanwo-Olu and Co. They were told to go back to Anambra. One of my Egmont, they demolished his house in Mende in Maryland. This Egmont has been there for a while. Okay? They demolished his house. They told him to go back to Anambra. Lagos is not for him. I'm talking about uncles who say when they gave birth to us, those who are already landlords in Lagos. Because of Tinubu and their politics of vendetta, politics of destruction, they never build anything. They destroy. They demolished that Egbon's house. Egbon is back in the Ijebu now with partial stroke. I haven't told you this before, right? It's because I probably knew then that one day I'm probably going to say it. They demolished Egbon's house. The shock sent Egbon back to Ijebu. Today he has this partial stroke. One hand, one leg. Because of the shock of his property. But they believed that it was just the Igbos. And they needed to be punished. All those waterways have not been built. The properties destroyed have been destroyed. And some of them, like I said, if you know they affect me, maybe it is not happening. You are saying all of this because you hated them. For a development to happen, the government, these are people who have nothing. People who have never in their lives, they have never achieved anything in their life. They have nothing substantial. They can say, this is what I have become in my life. They are on social media justifying the policies, the politically sponsored policies that continue to destroy the people, destroy the economy, as long as they are not affected, because they have nothing to lose. I was wondering for those of you who have a lot to lose, and you are joining them in this bigotry, tribal this and that, not knowing that they are all politically sponsored, and they will do anything to take out any threat, including if it affects your house. So yesterday, there was this guy in Abuja. Similarly, right? As everybody is complaining about this and that, about this APC, Egbekegbe, this motherfucker was there trying to say for a country to grow, the government, he was even praising Werewike until Werewike brought his bulldozer. Oloriibu social media. Oh my God! 450 million naira business. He go touch everybody. Yeah, he's gonna touch everybody. The people you think will cry for 8 years, and them go can't give you their shoulder because they know they cry. They are not expecting anything. Nothing this guy does that actually shocks them. They will not be the one to give you the shoulder. Oh yeah, lean on me. Lean on me. If you need somebody to lean on me. The guy is crying. They demolished his poultry in Abuja. They can't gaslight everybody to pity him. Pity Itani. Then he can destroy pata. And then you will now realize that politicians have just one goal. And that one goal is to keep and maintain their power and grip on it. Anything they consider as any threat whatsoever, these are the people who don't create anything. I keep saying it. The guy on the stream saying lost 150 million naira business in Abuja.
See, all these chicken will eventually die. About 5,000 is dead now because this one has already exposed to water. I will still have smaller ones. So you can see you have destroyed all the buildings. More than 150 million naira worth of materials and properties. If you have left the livestock, you see some inside the container, they cannot survive because they are already on top of each other. This is not really nice. It's not really nice. It's not nice at all. There's no human face in this. I'm sure you too, you will not be comfortable if this property belongs to you, no matter the conservation you are trying to protect or what you are trying to protect. It's not nice at all. In this life that people see each other, they meet with each other. And one person is a friend to another. Now you are a friend to my friend. A very close friend to my friend. You can see them. All this chicken will die eventually. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And it's still going to rain today. So what will you do?
You don't have conscience. I want to take in. You can kill human being. Said if you can't take it, don't work.
You don't die now.
See all this chicken web.
When you have criminals in charge of your government, you are not safe. They will take whatever they can take and destroy the rest they have to destroy. And around that time, that's when you will know that bad governance spares no one. You can't even be their friend. At least some of you are their friends today. I'm talking about the thiefnubu, Koolu, and the rest of them. Those of you who are supporting them, right? Shouldn't be everybody they collect right now. All of you will still collect. Some of you will die of high blood pressure. Some of you will die in debt. Some of you will die of depression. And all of these are going to be because of the policies of thiefnubu. Not because I want you to. I don't wish anybody anything. No. When you only got the Nigeria, you must tell me drag only let me to Nigeria. And I know those people. I've told them, they back balemi. I tend to balemi. They see we collect my land. the same way you sell my land to. Yeah, the one will collect my land. Sorry, the one that collects my land and resell my land. My own advice to all of them is that any one of them that collected money, no finish the money. Your children will need money for burial. So I will not work here and take my hard-earned money, my sweat, and say I won't go invest in a lawless country. A lawless country being ruled by a bunch of criminals that will tell you to go to court. Which of their courts? So when we are talking about get rid of criminals and never empower them to rule over you, it is for your own good. What is up for them? If they are watching me from Odogbolu right now, I've told them I won't build anything on that land in Odogbolu. Nothing. I'm happy for wahala last. They will go use and cause wahala. Here you get. They collected one of my land, so they gave me another one to punish me. They gave me land somewhere else because there's no rule of law. There's nothing. I got my land, bought my land, paid for it, got all the documents, but because it's a lawless place, right? Somebody could just come and say, "No, I don't. I don't collect them. What do you want to do?" When they now realize that I can do 10, no, because Nigeria is a lawless place. You know that. It's such a lawless place that it will cost you so less to actually wreak havoc. It's a lawless place. It's a lawless place that you can put a group of people together and turn them into your own small terrorist group. They will kill those you want them to kill. They will send others that you want them to send it away. That's how lawless that place is. And to those of you who have businesses, those of you who have things, who have something that you can lose, you are defending the roads that never built anything or created anything other than just to steal and take for themselves, to make themselves feel good and big. You don't know that you are actually digging your own grave. You have businesses. You have careers. You are defending criminal politicians like APC. Whose only single policy? Somebody can come and say, and so, it says, we have all the documents, yes, sir. And so, what documents? Sir, this is the federal executive reserve documents, sir. They gave us this one in 1998. It's signed by President of the Appeal Court. Let me see it. Where is it? So, give it. Let me see. Yes, sir. Why are you tearing my document? Which document? Go to court. You don't have any documents here. This land has been taken. This property has been demolished. This one has been this or that. Then, gone are the days when they will tell you, man, you need to take them to court. You need to take them to this or that. So when I come here every day and tell you that the survivors of yesterday, they are the victims of today, do you think I am talking about the victims of terrorism that got killed alone? You're talking about people whose policies are destroying millions of lives, even without touching you, without holding you. No. Where's that guy? No.
Oh, Bugwala ma jẹ breakfast. Àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Súnmọ́ bìlà.
You don't cast, last. Everybody go chop breakfast.
That is what the contraption is. In the long run, it says that they say you are all participating in a rat race. Okay? And in a rat race, there is always going to be those who will consider themselves as winner. Rat race, like that. Some will consider themselves as winners. But there is no amount of winning that you can win in a rat race. You are still going to be a rat, not a citizen. So, when you see me come so hard on these criminals, and you want to start playing your emotional card with me, I have no pity for you. Because maybe you haven't realized how much of a victim you are yet. Or maybe you do know how much of a victim you are. You have just become a submissive, voluntary slave in that contraption. How could you have so much to lose? And they are talking about, supposedly, the politics of your country. And what you pick out of it is the tribalism, the ethnic this, the religious that. Then the criminals gain power. They gain power over you. Then destroy your business, destroy your investment, send you to the ER, emergency room. Only because you some will say, only because I believe in my country. My friend said I should japa. I said I would never japa. Why should I japa? I believe in Nigeria. If all of us japa, who is going to build Nigeria? Okay, you are building a Nigeria that is empowering criminals over you. You have no idea that you are only digging your own grave. That is my word for that guy. Similarly, yesterday, 2 days ago, we heard about the Akuri Nigalaila's resignation. Ko resign, one sack here. But the same Akuri Nigalailai, same time last year, had this to say, just to defend a murderous APC, Egbekegbe, on international media. You won't believe it.
Place in government. That's the knee-jerk reaction. Interestingly, the example you cited with the woman with her eyes shut, that was actually a vote that took place in the southeastern part of the country, where you are from, right? Where that Peter Obi won massively. The Labour Party won over 90% in the southeast, right? Of course, he is from the southeast. So when place in government, that's the knee-jerk reaction. Interestingly, the example you cited with the woman with her eyes shut, that was actually a vote that took place in the southeastern part of the country, where you are from, right? Where that Peter Obi won massively. The Labour Party won over 90% in the southeast, right? Of course, he is from the southeast. So when
nuisance lele.
Akuri Nigalailai said a woman that was attacked in Surulere by thiefnubu's thugs because they suspected that she wasn't going to vote for APC. They broke a bottle on her head. They punched her until she became soaked in blood, in her own blood. Akuri Nigalailai said that never happened in Lagos. It happened in the eastern part of Nigeria. Then they came for him. When they came for Akuri Nigalailai, there was nobody to defend him. They said Akuri Nigalailai has been so arrogant that Bekunde Onofunuga, the 75-year-old special advisor to Bokuwari on Twitter matter, has been made homeless in the Asshole Rock Villa. I don't know if you know that. Onofunuga was appointed as a media advisor to thiefnubu in October 2023, and he's been an homeless fellow. All this noise you are seeing on social media, they say na Scots. I mean, na Scott and the Oloriibu Adagbamadanu Ajaero Ofu Onofunuga. They say na Scotting in the Scots in some people's offices inside the Asshole Rock Villa, all because Akuri Nigalailai doesn't want to have anything to do with him. You're too ras. Ijoba Yoruba lokan. You are Akuri Nigalailai. You dey mad? Now Yoruba get this thing now. Now what turn no? You dey treat a Yoruba man like that. You go hear him. When they finally got to him, they said he's too arrogant. He's not accessible. So they sacked him. He had to beg. Man, she buy it for me. Ejo, please, sir, can I just resign? Ejo, please do. Don't sack me, They sacked him. I said, okay, it's okay. You don't have to cry now. Come on. I've been with Bokuwari for a while. It's all right. It's okay. Go and resign. Just tell them that you have a family problem. Your family get HIV and your family get diabetes, HIV, monkeypox, and all those diseases. family problem. You need to go away indefinitely. You know, go come back again. And it was eased out disgracefully. Oh, Prince Judgment would love that. Say, serve Nigeria and come back in shame. That's how he got he got eased out of the system and never to be seen again. Akuri Nigalailai. Similarly, those who were championing and one look on, and all of you should go back to your state. They are buying a liter of petroleum for 1,000 naira. This one bought 5 liters for how much?
5 liter, 10,000. What talking to? Federal government, we really appreciate. More party elbow. But you want one, you know. What do you take bail? What do you dry? And the choice because we need it. But federal government, we promise you something. We are waiting for you next election. What campaign? Oloriibu me, continue marry next election. What campaign? Go on the shop and the choice. We have been back to. You are
nuisance, Lele.
Of them. That's why I said you are just a foolish person. If you look at me and say, it's because you don't like them. It's because God will surprise you, Mayegun. You see, God, Nigeria is going to be great. We know things are very tough. We know that you don't like Asiwaju Awole. But we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make Asiwaju succeed. And he will put you to shame, Mayegun. You will see it in Jesus' name as Oloriibu. 2,000 naira per liter. 5 liter, 10,000 naira. Yes, 5 liters. If you are still buying your own liter for 1,000, you better be thanking your star. And please, so Mokuna not go put petrol inside your bedroom because you are safeguarding the precious liquid. To my jonomole ni won ni ruku yin, like they don't go even just say Akim is in that room. So how we go take identify Akim now? We all the body don't dey. When you look jono too by your law, Tinubu, God go punish you. We cannot recognize Akim, mommy Akim, Iyawo Akim, Omo Akim. All of them don't want to where she said, look at Akim and the whole family because they wanted to protect their petroleum. We cannot negotiate. Akim Mutabai, who is Akim here? Don't go put petrol inside your house. So you won't save fuel so that somebody else will not steal it. Because it's already becoming a precious metal now. Precious water, precious liquid. Okay, hang on. Like I said, they don't try to come at me for X, Twitter. If you can't see me anymore on Twitter, don't worry. Let's see if I can reconnect that. I hope somehow my connection will not take us out of YouTube as well. Sure you get. So me, I don't wish anybody anything bad, okay? As I am doing my own program, advising and exposing things, I still don't wish you bad. I can still pass on messages that possibly can save your life. Because whatever you are facing right now, na child's play. Yeah. Mayegun, what do you mean? Things are very tough. Is that not why I've been here for almost 2 hours? Is that not why I've always been here every now and then? I know. I do. This guy said, with the way the thing they go, Nigeria will break. Nigeria will break. But in Hausa, my dear sister, Garba Live, Celia, we even still owe Celia about $70. Celia donated towards a fundraiser on this platform last month. And then she got charged twice. I didn't forget to Celia. So I know that somehow, Yoruba Union still owe you about $70. We'll work on that, okay? We'll get that back to you. I will get that back for you. However, I need your help. Help me interpret what this guy is saying. He's talking about with the way the shege is going. Nigeria might break up last in and he's calling on Tinubu. He's a journalist to Bukati.
Akwai labarin da ina ga wani professor mu ne a jami'a ya ba mu shi ban san ko zai so in kira sunan shi ba. Yake ba mu labarin rikicewar ƙasa. Yace lokacin da ya je Saliyo rigimar Saliyo Nasiru. Yace wallahi a Saliyo da suka je alƙalan Supreme Court in Saliyo ya gansu da roba irin na almajirai a hannunsu suna bin layin abinci a sansanin 'yan gudun hijiran United Nations. Kudin nan fa da barayin 'yan siyasan nan suke sata da sanatocin da ministocin da bada shugaban kasar da gwamnonin da kwamishinonin da 'yan majalisun sai fa an zauna lafiya ne kudin zai ciwo. Sai fa da zaman lafiya zai ciwo. In fa suka rusa kasan nan wallahi sai kaga minista da kokon bara ya je ya shiga layin raba abincin 'yan gudun hijira wato wanda kungiyoyin jin kai suke rabawa a Kano sai ta faru, a Borno sai ta faru, a Yobe sai ta faru, sai kaga commissioner yana yawo ba takalmi wallahi in suka rikita Najeriya. Kuma dama talaka ba daɗi yake ji ba, in suka rikita ta su za su wahala. In suka rikita ta su za su wahala. Ƙasa kana so a zauna lafiya ko ka azurta kanka su sauran fa sai ka ba su abinci da abin da za su sha da maganin da za su kai iyalinsu sai fa ka ba su basics tukunna ake zama lafiya. In fa kasan nan ta rikice 'yan siyasan nan da suka zama azzalumai barayi marasa tausayi wasu ma za ka ce marasa imani don ba za ka taɓa tsammanin waɗannan sun yadda za a tashi kiyama ba wallahi sai sun fi kowa wahala. Alƙalai da ake haɗa baki da su ana cuta, manya-manyan 'yan sanda da ake haɗa baki da su ana cuta, wallahi sai sun zo sai sun fi kowa ɗanɗana kudarsu. Sai kaga alƙalin high court da court of appeal wallahi ya je yana bara. Aka rikita Najeriya wallahi su aka rikita, kuma wannan hanyar da gwamnatin nan ta dauko wallahi za ta rikita Najeriya. Ba zai yiwu ka kashe mutane da yunwa da fatara ga rashin tsaro ana kashe su kamar beraye, ko beraye ake kashewa yadda ake kashe mutane a Najeriya ya kamata a yi a garin magana. Wallahi editor in suka ci gaba da wannan abin za su rikita kasan nan. Haka ne. Kuma abin nan yana ta ƙara ƙaruwa, ƙabilanci yana ta ƙara shigowa maganar rashin tsaron nan. In suka rikita Najeriya, wallahi manyan nan sai sun fi kowa wahala. In kunne ya ji, jiki ya tsaya. Kuma wallahi editor, ka san akwai labarin da ina ga professor akwai.
Thank you. As it is going, that people can barely feed or eat. It is so deep, it's so hard that if this price increase of fuel is not reduced, and as they are hearing it, that they are still planning to increase it, if that should happen, it will lead to a serious crisis that from northern Nigeria, they will not be in any way opposed to participate in anything that will break Nigeria up totally. And it will be irreversible. That's what he said. And more. I'm talking about what is broken and irreversible. It be like say the relationship between the Labour Party Abure and Peter Obi, Alex Otti, and the obedience has broken beyond any repair. From their press release today, okay, let me give you a backstory. Last month, because of the off-season elections are the elections that takes place in some certain states in Nigeria, like Edo State, Ondo State, Imo State, Anambra, and I think few others, like maybe one or two or so, right? Where their governorship elections are not like the general elections. Sure you get. So INEC now invited all the chairmen or the leadership of all the political parties, especially concerning the Edo elections. So Abure attended. That was when he was bounced. Sorry, it was like this, okay? So it's like, what's his name again? Walking in. Yakubu walked in, sat, and as it's like taking a look, looking at all the political parties who sat. I was like, sorry, who are those ones there? They said, Labour Party. Labour Party, okay. Sorry, Labour. No, it's Abure, the chairman of Labour Party. No. Their tenure ended in June. They shouldn't be here. Hey, what are you doing here? Yeah, you say, yeah, well, get out of here, man. You're not supposed to be here. You are no longer recognized as the neck of Labour Party. It's been a long battle, though, right? So he got bounced. So when they bounced him, the other stakeholders in Labour Party then said, well, you know what? We do not want any lacuna created that is going to become a legal thing that at the end of the Labour Party may not even participate in all those elections. So what's going to be done now is that let's put together a caretaker that will then conduct a different party congress or convention. And all of you, including you, Abure, you can run for chairman again so that they can use that to validate your office. So that you can, meanwhile, Abure don't organize his own convention for himself. And he has been returned as the chairman. But INEC does not recognize him. In this whole crisis, now, Abure guys have now turned back, sponsored by thiefnubu, because I have evidence. But again, just so you know. So the relationship has broken down so bad that they have told Peter Obi and Alex Otti, you want to hijack our party? What did you do with the campaign election money? I caught few of their press conference today. I'll share them with you. So talking about broken relationship.
That's
not the one. There's another one. This one.
8. NEC session also reviewed the decision of the National Convention to reserve its presidential and governorship ticket to Peter Gregory Obi and Alex Otti respectively. Consequently, all tickets of the party from presidency to the House of Assemblies are open to all qualified Nigerians. NEC session also grant the National Working Committee power to take disciplinary action against any member that brings the party to disrepute. This resolution is hereby signed by Barrister Julius Abure and Omar Farouk, National Secretary and Chairman, respectively.
The party was never involved in the distribution of those resources. Our interest was to see how we can produce a president for the party. However it was done, we didn't bother ourselves about it. Hence we gave them free hands. Whoever they trusted, whoever they wanted to entrust their resources to, we didn't want to bother ourselves with it. We followed them sheepishly. We followed them loyally and allowed them to administer the funds of the campaign for the election and so on and so forth. As per the donation, the party was not involved in the collection of any donation, campaign donations. Donations to the campaign were channeled to the following accounts: Obi Dati Ahmed campaign account, Zenith Bank 124-195-0451, Sterling Bank 0091657896, Heritage Bank 1400234900, Globus Bank 1000128194. The signatories to these accounts were Aisha Yusuf and Pastor Itwa Irudai. They were equally responsible for the payment of polling unit agents. The party did not even bother to pay its agents. We handed over the list to the campaign council and to those who were administering these funds to pay polling unit agents that worked for the presidential election. Consequently, it is mischievous for any person to accuse me at the party for mismanaging of these funds. At no time did the party or its officials engage in any financial transaction as it relates to the categorically that no governor that we gave tickets can harass us out of office.
Yes, sir. Good talk.
No governor, no matter how highly placed, will come and with a fiat dissolve the National Working Committee, dissolve state councils, dissolve local government councils, dissolve world executive, even military governments.
Yes, sir. God forbid.
And so I must state categorically
yes, sir.
that mandate that was given to us on March 27th, the leadership of this party, under my leadership, we will defend it, and I want to assure you that we will reclaim it, and we will be here and produce the next president.
Amen.
Together, we will continue to build this party.
8. NEC session also reviewed the decision of the National Convention to reserve its presidential and governorship ticket to Peter Gregory Obi and Alex Otti respectively.
So they initially said that the ticket for presidential position will be reserved for Obi. Similarly, Alex Otti will also get his own automatic ticket if he chooses to contest again. Now, because of all of this now, that they believe that Peter Obi and Alex Otti dissolved their executive, not INEC, that did not recognize them. So they now just went for him. But here is something you should know. In 2019 rather, the total votes that was allocated to the Labour Party in presidential election was 19,026 votes. And in 2023, in a space of 8 months, presidential election, what's his name again? Yakubu. So Yakubu allocated over 6 million to Labour Party, which gives them this prominent. They actually, in true sense of it, they won that election. That's why they said, if to say they allowed this your IRF stuff to kind of let all the results start coming from everywhere the way it should be before they shut it down, right? Labour Party will be the one ruling Nigeria right now. And I mean that like for real. Or you don't have to agree. It's okay. It's all right. Don't agree. Sure you get. Anyway, they were able to produce governor. They could have produced about 4 governors. 4 governors. And I'm talking about governors of Plateau State, Enugu State, Abia State, River State, and one other. In fact, about 5 governors they could have produced. They could have produced about 6, 7 governors. No joke. If to say you had election, no. They would have produced Lagos State governor. They would have produced the Abia State governor. They would produce the Enugu State governor. They would have produced the Plateau State governor. They would have produced the River State governor. And you can disagree with me for all you care. It's all right, because they never happened. So yeah, you have your choice. So now they say, yeah, our party can never be pushed around. I love that. Broken down relationship. So we're going forward, right? It is not just there that relationship broke down, okay? Even in Edo State, because now this Edo, they cause wahala. Remember when Oshiomole said that the Edo First Lady is a barren. She's a barren. But for calling APC governorship candidate somebody who had no wife. Like he has no wife. So because of that, that's so insulting. So Oshiomole said, Obaseki's wife is a barren. So she responded.
As a human being, I believe what's most important is that we find our purpose. Everyone is structured on earth by God to actualize their purpose in life. And once we have that mindset and we seek that in life, and we are happy with our lives, and we know that we're moving on in actualizing God's purpose for our lives, in bringing glory to God in the way we live our lives. It wouldn't matter if scathing remarks are flung at you. I would like to say to every woman, I call you all sisters, if you feel hurt by whatever you heard, I haven't paid much attention to it. My word of comfort to you would be this. In addition to what I just told you about seeking God's face, seeking God's purpose, and finding fulfillment therein, I would say to you, those of you sisters, who, like myself, had conceived and had miscarriages. I would also say to you, sisters, who again, like myself, had painful evacuations of our babies who had died in our wombs. I had suffered one such misfortune. I would also like to say to you out there, who had conceived and birthed babies who died perhaps at birth or at different stages in life, who, all of you, including ourselves, who had conceived, miscarried, had evacuations, who, as we speak today, do not have children to show for the trauma and the pain that we've experienced in life. My word to you, word of comfort to you, as I say to myself, you are not barren, okay? You are not barren. So don't be hurt if anyone calls you that, or anyone calls a fellow woman that. You are not barren. I dare to call you fruitful. And I said to you, like I said to myself, you and I, we are potential, budding, prospective, proud mothers of lively children. The children will come in God's time. So hang in there, hold your head up high. You are not barren. Enjoy the life that God has given you in the meantime. Thank God for what you have. Thank God for a loving spouse like I have. I say that I have the best husband in the world. Thank God for the love of family, friends, and all support systems that God has given to you. Enjoy the life He's given to you. Find your purpose. Face it. And take your mind off these things. And before you know it, it'll happen. I have learned that sometimes some people who are meant or called to pay the price for some others. It strikes me that perhaps this is what's happening here with me. And I've embraced it, embraced the call to pay the price on your behalf, to ensure that no man or woman ever calls you barren in this land.
Sorry, madam. Ushiomole is an uncouth thug, an opportunist as well. It's unfortunate that is what your politics is all about in that contraption. The politics of, not politics of idea or policies, just politics of vendetta attacks, personal attacks and the rest of that. Who can really say horrible things about others? That's your politics in that contraption. So, madam, I know like a lot of people, in that African kind of setting, when people have nothing for possibly using pushing back, they ended up having to call a woman a barren. Nobody should call anybody barren. It's unfortunate. But it's Oshiomole. Tommy Kimi, another loud, empty drum as well, who was, I telling us the story of how Oshiomhole become that prominent politically. Had this to say, I made him governor.
I advise him to steer clear from that man they call Oshiomhole. Oshiomhole, you all know I brought him here before. In 2007, I made him governor. I, Tommy Kimi, made him governor. In a party which was a new party, Action Congress. And as I said, he became governor for 4 years. He did not like Esan people. He did nothing for Esan land. After 4 years, he begged me again. 2011, I gathered a lot of people and we negotiated for him to continue as governor for another 4 years. He has done 8 years. Is that not enough? What is he doing? We're becoming a spokesman now. A man who does not like Esan land, is he the one to tell us who will be our governor? Oshiomhole did nothing for Igweba land. He did nothing for Esan land. Let him go and rest. He's not a good man. After all, in 2020, he led the campaign for Pastor Isaiah Yamu. Pastor Isaiah Yamu lost woefully. Right now, he's leading the campaign for Monday Okwewata. Agbako Biza, say, Agbako Biza, please remain in the Senate for now. We don't want any problem in Esan land. A governor who now came here and in fact insulted one of our natural rulers. He tried to dismiss him from his throne. God brought him back. Who brought him back? Godwin Obaseki. Who brought him back? Godwin Obaseki has shown what it is like to understand where we are heading for in this world today.
I right. Edo people did now that guy made Oshiomhole governor, or now you vote for him. It should have been people's vote, but now it is Nigeria. So you get, I made him governor. I made him governor. How did he do anything for us? That's Nigeria for you, you know, like big men. And instead of building powerful institutions in Nigeria, they are building powerful men, weak institutions, unfortunately. Right? Talking about a weak institution, do you know that, I think I've said it here before, right? Okay, I'm going to say it again. Because this is me now trying to possibly remind a dubious Dakokwe. Now, Google Kiyo. Now, help me replace thiefnubu with this or say dubious Dapo. Ogu Okiyo. Dubious Dapo. Now, Ogu Oki your papa. Dubious Dapo. Now, Ogu Oki your mama. Dubious Dapo. Now, Ogu kill all your children. Especially with what you have done to the people of Odo, Bolu, my hometown. I won't swear for it, but remove thiefnubu, put dubious Dapo. I'll tell you later why.
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Ogu Okiyopa. Tinubu number 2, Ogu Okiyoma. Tinubu number 3, Ogu Okiyo your children. Tinubu number 4, Ogu go bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you. A god to you. Tinubu is a god to you. And Wausa.
Dakpo is a god to you. Dubious Dakpo is a god to you. A god to you. Dubious Dakpo is a god to you. A Wausa. Thieves stole the electric cable to my hometown. for the past 6 months. They don't forget them there. There will be children that will be born in Odogbolu. They will never see electricity. I'm not proud of that, but Ogun will kill you too if you tell me, say, make I go buy cable. Government, that's what they do in Nigeria. Now, look at these guys, right? They are called the residents of the brewery in Ibadan. They woke up. They thought, similarly, in Odogbolu, they thought that it rained and the NEPA took light. They were waiting for NEPA to bring back the light. They never brought the light for first 4 or 5 days. And then people now said that, no, they were not going to bring any light because there is no wire to bring light to you. They don't steal all the wire. Look at these guys in Ibadan. Maybe their own story may be different because they have Sheyi. Maybe, I'm just saying. They woke up. And thieves have stolen all of the electric cable that supply electricity to this community.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ará lé níbi gbogbo tí ẹ bá ti ń wò mí. Láti agbègbè Biuri ni a ti ń rìpọ́tì kíní wa fún yín. Ẹ wo transformer ti wà ń bí more than 20 years tí ò sí kankan tó ṣe. Last 2 months ni wọ́n tú cable transformer ẹ lọ tí àwọn ará àdúgbò dẹ̀ dáwó tá a rà mí sí tá a dẹ̀ ṣe concrete ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n wá ṣe ní káyéfì ní mọ́júmọ́ jẹta kan rí pé NEPA paná ni. Bí NEPA ṣe paná, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Wó múnádé mọ́. Àwọn sọ bí anọ́mà bọ́ sí wọ́n mú dé tí wọ́n mú lọ tó mú padà rẹ̀ ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ni. Ó kàn á di láàárọ̀ ìtarí táwọn èèyàn ń lọ bíṣẹ́, àwa rí pé àwọn èèyàn ní wọ́n mọ̀ tí tú transformer lọ iná wà lọ́dà side kò síná ní side bíbí. Ẹ wo transformer yìí, wo tú cable rẹ̀ lọ, wọ́n invade wọ́n kó gbogbo nǹkan tó wà nínú ẹ̀ lọ ni. Kòlòfó ni transformer tẹ́ ń wo yìí, màá gbé kámẹ́rà síbẹ̀ kẹ́yìn náà fi rí ẹ̀ wò. Kòlòfó ni wọ́n ṣí, wọ́n kó gbogbo nǹkan nínú ẹ̀ lọ ni. Wọ́n kó gbogbo kọ́ọ̀lì tó wà nínú ẹ̀ lọ tó ṣiṣẹ́. Wọ́n wá tú kàyẹ́lẹ̀, ẹ̀yin náà wò. Àwa ń challenge àwọn NEPA pé kí ló dé ẹ̀yin NEPA tó jẹ́ pé táwọn ìgbà tẹ́ bá múná lọ ni wọ́n mọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ burúkú tán wá ṣe yìí. Ìgbà tí wọ́n múná lọ ni wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe, ìgbà tí wọ́n bá wà wò ní invade transformer. Èmi nìdá ti challenge àwọn NEPA, mo dẹ̀ tún challenge wọn again ìpè ẹ̀yin NEPA. Kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé táwọn ìgbà tẹ́ bá múná lọ ni ìgbà tí wọ́n bá wà wò ní invade transformer yìí. Ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó ń bá àwọn oúnjẹ tó dẹ̀ kọ́ wọn ní pé ṣé àwa ni pé wọ́n study ìgbà tí náà lọ ni tàbí bóun ṣe mọ̀ ìgbà tí náà lọ. Ẹ bá wa bẹ àrùn ẹ̀yin NEPA. Ẹ wo transformer wọ́n ti invade kò sí àlùbáríkà kankan mọ́ nínú transformer ilé kòlòfó ni o. Ẹ wo wọ́n tú ni tí wọ́n kó gbogbo nǹkan náà lọ. Gbogbo nǹkan nínú transformer náà kó lọ. Gbogbo nǹkan ẹ wo gbogbo nǹkan nínú transformer ilé náà kó lọ. Wọ́n invade ni. Ẹ̀yin NEPA kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé táwọn ìgbà tẹ́ bá múná lọ ní wọ́n wá tú transformer tó jẹ́ pé ìgbà tí ò bá sí náà ní wọ́n wá tú transformer yìí. A jẹ́ pé àwọn kan wà lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yín tó fún ọ lọ́wọ́ tí ò bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wà paná tó bá tó wá paná táwọn ìgbà ní wọ́n á invade transformer yìí wọ́n tú transformer ilé lọ ní kò ṣe pé kò sí tó tún ṣe kankan mọ́ wò jí kébù wọ́n kó gbogbo kọ́ìlì inú ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo nǹkan àlùbáríkà inú ẹ̀ wọ́n kó lọ ẹ wo wọ́n ṣì kalẹ̀ ní mo ti fi inú ẹ̀ hàn yín wọ́n ṣì tí wọ́n tú lọ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ wò pẹ̀lú fara wọ́n dẹ̀ gbé kọ́ìlì inú ẹ̀ lọ wọ́n gbé kọ́ìlì ẹ̀ náà kò ń sọ operation 4 hours náà fi ṣe lé wọ́n fi ẹ̀wọ̀ wọ́n fọ́ gbogbo blọ́ọ̀kù ẹ̀ wọ́n gbé mọ́tò wọlé ni ẹ̀wù yín ẹ̀wù àgbákò tó ṣe wá ládùúgbò yìí ẹ̀yin NEPA àmì tẹ̀ tó ń challenge mo sọ pé lára àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ yìí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yín wà nínú wọn because kò easy láti sọ pé èèyàn kan kò ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn kan lélẹ́yìí kò ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn mẹ́rin gan wọ́n gbé mọ́tò wá wọ́n farabalẹ̀ tú ni wọ́n tú bóòtù ẹ̀ wo bóòtù ẹ̀ wọ́n tú lẹ́yọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan more than 4 hours ẹ̀ wá múnádé wá di láàárọ̀ lójúmọ́ mọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe wá múnádé padà nígbà tẹ́ rí pé wọ́n ti ṣe operation yẹn tán àbí àní ìdálẹ́ challenge yẹn ní láti wá depend allegation tàbí kàn yín yìí because àti rí pé ó ti di lemọ́lemọ́ yín ẹ̀yin aráàlú ẹ̀ tètè tó fura sí wọn gbọ́ burúkú mi tó ń dání o wọ́n invade transformer lọ ni kòlòfó irin nìkan tó sẹ́kù lẹ́lẹ̀ kò sí kankan kò sí àlùbáríkà kankan mọ́ ní transformer eléyìí side of kibiscuit láti ní report issue tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí side beauty ibi tí mo ń gbé nìyẹn kò sí kankan mọ́ ní transformer yìí ẹ̀ wò kébù ni wò kó kébù lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ kébù wọn ni wọ́n kó lọ bọ́ ilé wọn tú transformer yẹn lọ complete ni wọ́n tú lọ kò sí kankan mọ́ irin lásán ẹ̀ wò wọ́n fọ́ block wọ́n farabalẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe àwa ń rọ̀ yẹn aráàlú a nídà ti challenge wọn gidi gan because kò ṣe gbogbo náà níjọba mọ̀ ṣe fún wa ṣùgbọ́n a ti rí pé àgbákò ti wà nínú àwọn NEPA kàńdá ti wà nínú wọn tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe wá lágbákò gidi gan àgbákò láti wá ṣe àdúgbò wa yìí a tún wá rọ̀ ẹ̀yin ìjọba náà nípasẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ yìí ẹ bá a ṣègbésẹ̀ lé lórí kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo ìgbà náà tú kébù lọ gbogbo ìgbà náà invade transformer lọ kí ló dé àwọn olówó wà ní kinní yìí ibo náà ń tà sí àwọn olówó wà ń ṣe kinní yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ mọ̀ wọ́n gan ẹ wo wọ́n invade ẹ̀ ni wọ́n tú gbogbo ẹ̀ ni kò sí kọ́ọ̀lì kankan mọ́ ní transformer irin lásán kòlòfó irin lásán lẹ rí lẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn ẹ gbà wá náà ẹlẹ́jọ́ àdúgbò Èkó ṣe pàmò sùn lókùnkùn báyìí o àrọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà ẹ̀yin lẹ́kàn ẹ̀yin ìjọba Senator Lọlá Shiru Honorable Ismaila Tijani the senior advocate of Nigeria AGF Attorney General of the Federation ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run ìlú yín ní sàn àmọ̀rí yín pẹ́ lágbọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ wa rò ẹ ṣìyẹ́ torí.
ìjọba ẹjọ́ náà ẹjọ́ help wa. About they went there, right? The guy said they took power, right? And by the time they brought back power, they just discovered that they didn't have light anymore. What happened? They went back to they discovered that it's been emptied. Every valuable working thing, every working component of that transformer has been stolen. Meanwhile, it was the transformer that they contributed to buy. It is an industrial estate. If you kind of hear that Abure or King Biscuit and so many other businesses there, they are connected to this same electricity source. When it broke down a few years ago, the residents came together, contributed money, bought that particular one, and it's been serving them whenever there was light until 4 days ago, when they just felt like it was like normal day. I mean, the light was off. They will soon bring the light back, but it never came back because they've looted the transformer. Somebody say Iluoshi. The first time I said, "Oh, Nigeria Iluoshi." Now, so one Oloriibu. Don't stop calling Nigeria Iluoshi. You see, all this, if you are living abroad, stop saying that Nigeria is Iluoshi, Nigeria is Iluoshi. Is it not supposed to be your country? Who could kill you down? Chauffeur chauffoni. Mujimbe request on the meeting ko lo chauffeur. It's normal I go tell you say o ma lo chauffoni. But now I'm still as chauffeur chauffoni. You are living in a place whereby jungle gone. I don't think jungle operates that way. I don't think so. I don't know. I've never lived in the jungle, so I wouldn't know. On G transformer in the jungle, I can tell you. I love G transformer in the jungle. Iluoshi, you want in G transformer, where those who are working for the supposed electricity company are also thieves, saboteurs, those who steal cables in a lawless place. When you can exist for existence sake, you know, it's unfortunate if you put it that way too. And I have a message, not me. There's a message from the UK police to those of you who have already jackpot, or those of you who are planning to jackpot. We have people who came to the UK, who came to the UK. And in Nigeria, you know, Nigeria is a place where it's not good though, right? I'm not sort of in support of any domestic violence or so. I'm just saying, okay? But Nigeria is a place whereby it seems men can get away with a lot, okay? And fair enough, there are so many of us that in Nigeria, we are like, king, your wife no fit talk to you anyhow. So, Binusa. Even when she's telling you, Binusa, I'm sorry, Binusa, you go see the flex. Baba, calm down. She don't tell you, say sorry. Come on. When you get to the UK, they know they tell a person. They know they tell a person. Tell a person, yeah, tell a person. They know they tell a person. When you get to the UK, right, you would have to behave yourself. So, because of the economic situation of Nigeria, a lot of people, a lot of family have spent so much of a fortune relocating their entire family to the UK, the husband, the wife, and the children. And sadly, majority of them have had to say bye-bye to their marriages. Because whatever these women have endured in Nigeria, they are not coming to the UK to endure that with you. In fact, some of these wives, they accepted to relocate with their husbands and family like that to the UK. Because they've heard that in the UK, women are so protected. They look born and well. Go graduation about the UK. They better try Remo.
Just calm down for him. Let him spend all the money. Once you get to the UK, you know, you are the king. You only you can tell him to get out of your house. Or more people were being taught to chase their husbands away. The same husband that I'm not saying all of them. The same husband that spent fortune to relocate them to the UK. And if you talk anyhow, you go to see your wife. Say, princess, you are talking to me like that? Can you talk to me like that in Nigeria? You are Tani. Oh, yeah, princess. Yeah, Nikini. I'm not. Princess is a stubborn woman too, right? But I don't think she'll be that kind of like bossy. She's a boss. Princess is too big, so let me use somebody else. Like, you know, all these gentle housewives that are like, Yaomi were very, very obedient. You know, if I put water for my wife's mouth, if I go out and come back, I go meet the water there. I mean, but when you get to the UK, she just suddenly changed. There are actually classes here where people try to meet new arrivals in the UK. Okay. And they'll be teaching wives and say, you are the boss, so don't take nonsense from me. Do you understand? You know, this is not Nigeria. And suddenly you will see a woman that's a loving woman, amazing woman, that was taking everything in, taking all your bullshit. You are the boss. You always do whether you are wrong or right. Now they always beg. Please forgive me, dear. I know that it was because I added extra meat to your food. I didn't know that you wanted me to mix it with orishirishi. I thought I should give you two. I'm so sorry, dear. Did I not tell you that? All those things where you do for Nigeria. You can't go enter UK. She can't say, because we're going to Jolobisha now. Say, say, one of fridge now. I'm so tired, you know. I just came back from my own shift. And you cannot look at and say, Emini Kemi Basorobe. Kemi that is so gentle in Nigeria. Now, Kemi won't take that nonsense from you now. That's why the fact that now you spend all the money to bring your family here. There are other set of people who are actually like advising people to treat your, because it's more profitable. They say, I've been suffering. So, my sister, don't worry yourself. God has answered your prayer. Okay? If you try anything, send him out of the house. Send him out of the house and, you know, go on and say you are now like a single mother. 4 children. Only they will pay you. They will give you money and take care of you. You'll be collecting. Now government going to pay your house rent. They'll give you benefit, allowance, this and that. So when they come calculate and say 1,800 naira. I say 1,800 pounds. Benefit. And I'm benefited here. I don't think I need a come on. This man don't tire myself. I just the manager I'm since. We say to find, not to find before. Now my parents say make a marry him. Oh, I just married him because you know I was like getting old. So if I have my way, I don't need a husband. So UK made that kind of a thing. So families got torn apart because of this. And I'm using Yoruba here now because it is so rampant that I've seen grown-up men, like grown men, responsible men who have never treated their wives anyhow. And suddenly they said their wives chased them out of the house. Like, why? Why would she do that? I think they taught her, they taught her to be disrespectful to me because they said that if I'm no longer in her life, she will have access to free money and they will be paying her rent. She doesn't have to There are so many people who became single mother, not because their husbands were horrible people. No. They were loving, amazing family. But yet, The wife will just wake up. You will don't come back from night shift. They sleep. You go just hear your wife opening the door. Say, who are those people? I say, police is looking for you. Butter, come here. Police is asking for you. Police, mommy Junior. Why would the police be looking for me? Why? What happened? And then she would just put up a drama and say, Mr. Mayegun, sorry, you need to, can we talk to you outside? Are the children sleeping? Yeah, my children are getting ready to go to school. I didn't call police. Why are you here? No, it's okay, Mr. Mayegun, come outside. Let's talk outside, away from the children. I say, okay. Your wife called us and said you have been abusing her, assaulting her, and she can no longer stay with you. So we are not here to hear your own side of the story. We are just here to evacuate you from this house. Do you have friends? Do you have any relative that you can go to for now? She said her life is in danger because you are in the house. Which life in danger? Kemi, come, Kemi. Say, no, Mr. Mayegun, don't call her. Please, don't call her. We are talking to you. Please, don't call her name. Okay? Or else we have to arrest you. Arrest me. I just came back from work. I'm trying to sleep so that I can go to my afternoon shift. No, it's okay. You can go to your next shift at your friend's house. Okay? You need to leave now. Your wife will be say, you came back. She is there to say, welcome, then she will suddenly just change. If you talk to her again, it's now against. What did I do? I don't do anything to this. I didn't do anything. A old man will begin to cry. I've had 2 people of such experiences, right? It's such a horrible thing that women have done to their, to their own amazing supportive husband because they were told that they could chase them away and make more money. And I'm using Yoruba now because it's so rampant among some of our Yoruba couples in the UK. True story. That they have to actually go and call Yoruba police officer to come and talk to some families in the UK. Stop calling us and reporting your husband. We know the story of how some of you go to the UK. Most of this, you're coming to the UK, relocation, is funded by your husband. But once you get here, they become horrible. Then you have to throw them out just like that. Police can't they preach to couple here, to women here.
Nobody wants to know where is child. But today, what are we saying? Is the opposite. It's the opposite. I think we need to change our orientation. Those of you that feel like, oh, your husband is not important, go back to the root. See that man, even though he's not doing anything, being at home, sometimes you might want to talk to your child, but your child might not want to listen to you. You might want to listen to his dad. If the dad say, stop it, that child might stop it. But maybe as a mother, you're there on your own, you say, stop it, you just say, what is she saying? But when the daddy says, stop, he will stop. Even though the man is not doing it, let's try as much as possible to manage it. I know there's nothing like manage, but sometimes it's the way we build our home, because our women feel like the man is nobody because of the way the society we find ourselves. Some of us back home, the benefit.
No. You must see it here.
But Adebiton, ìjọba fún wa lówó, ó fún wa gbogbo ẹ̀. Agbàgbé gbogbo ẹ̀. Benefit. And iṣẹ́, wọ́n ní ká ṣiṣẹ́ kò dọ́là o. Bó bá gbéyàn bá fẹ́ kéèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ títí tí ilẹ̀ máa fi mọ́. Tọ́lọ́run bá pè mọ́ èèyàn, péèyàn máa ń toríire. Ìbùkún Ọlọ́run, ọlọ́mọ ní ńlá. Ẹlẹ́wọ̀n kan ní ìláyé yìí, àwa síbi nítòótọ́ afẹ́ help àwọn tó wà lé. Ìgbàgbé kan mi tó jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mi ṣiṣẹ́ kó pọ̀. Sisters, brothers, they phone you. You go back home and see some of them, they're looking better than me and you. But when they call you, bring, you will think that if you don't send to them, they will die next minute. Think about your home here. This is your home. This is where you live. The society we are living, if we allow it to be corrupted with the attitudes of the children of the youth of today, it becomes problem. It's not just for the police, it's for everybody. All those children that they've been killed, you get to, you say, maybe if your child is not at home, you'll be thinking, oh, where is this child? Where is my daughter? Where is my son? Until that child enter the house before you can have peace of mind. Before you can have peace of mind. We just try to help. The situation, we have to work together. As my colleague said, we have to work together. He said, clap hands together, it make it work. But if you just say, no, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to do this. We, the police here, we're here to help you. We are not your enemy, we're your friends. If you have any problem, any issue, if you say any of us can stop out on the road, discuss with us, we will give you an advice. If it's something that we don't have, we will take it to the higher authority in the office, and they will give us the right, appropriate advice. Àdúrà mi pé Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè tá ń sìn kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀, kò ní jẹ́ ká mọ sáré ọmọ wa o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká tọ́jú ọmọ wa.
So like I said, it's an old video. But the cases of, a lot of Nigerians moved in the last, especially in the last 3 years, right? A lot of Nigerian families moved to the UK under different kind of visas. Unfortunately, so many women chooses to become single mothers, all because of that benefit thing. I'm not saying you should endure violent relationship or violent marriage. Okay? If your husband is really violent, and you can, for the sake of your life, seek help. And if you have to break yourself away from such marriages, do it. I'm talking to those who are deliberately, intentionally, for their own selfish reasons, without considering the lives of the children. The cases of broken homes, broken marriages, including where men who brought their families to the UK have been forced to return back to Nigeria because they couldn't handle it. Imagine you bring your family to the UK happily, and you are like relocated to have a better life as you envisaged, only for you to be cut off from the life of your children. How do you handle that? You can't see them because their mother says you are a monster. Accuse you of sexually assaulting your female kids when you are not. Accuse you of physically assaulting them when you are not. All because of whatever it is that people kind of feel like they could make or gain. In Nigeria, we tend to be men who wants to be big men. No matter how much money your wife is making in Nigeria, as a man, you still want to sort of, pay the bill, be the one to big man. It doesn't work like that in the UK. If husband is working and the wife is working, it's called a double income household. It is to ease things for both of you and for the sake of your children, right? It is ideal not to bring any of such a selfish division into your home. Cases of broken homes where the children ended up on the streets with different gangs because they can't have their fathers in their lives anymore because a mother has been advised that she doesn't need a man. In fact, you don't even need your husband. I am using this opportunity to say, please, Ejo, Biko, Sonu, Dalu, think about the children, all right? Nothing lasts forever. The most you are going to enjoy your freedom is probably going to be for maybe a year or two before loneliness sets in. I'll do them a baby motto. I'll do my baby panebita condemn. As a woman, the way they will kind of try to want to take advantage of you. If they now know that you actually chase your husband away, there is no man that will likely want to be yours anymore. Who is going to want to be responsible for all of those children? Some of them have their own children too, whether here or in Nigeria. So if anybody is advising you to break,
to chase your husbands away. When your husband is not a violent person, when your husband is not a bad person, couples fight. That's a normal thing. As long as they don't go physical or verbally assaulting you, abusing you, because not be only when they beat person, it's called abuse. You can verbally abuse a woman, and you can cause her a lot of, mental stress. You can cause a woman a lot of discomfort, seriously, not only by just eating her, even what you say to her. So couples fight. And I know I have a lot of adults on this platform, right? So I don't know. I don't know if you take my advice. I'm saying this now just so you know that it's not going to last. But if you have to say, I want to save my life, I want to save the life of my children, I can't stay in this abusive relationship, my dear, please cut it off. I agree. Do not take advice from people that will tell you to stay in an abusive relationship because you are a Yoruba woman, you are an Igbo woman, you are this and that, you are African. You should think about your children. If the relationship is abusive, please leave. If there is nothing like that, please do not take the advice of those who have chased their own husbands away years ago. And they now have the Ilemoshu Club of London. Sorry, Londoners, I'm sorry. Maybe I should use another place. You know what I'm talking about, Sha? I want Ilemoshu. I don't need a husband. I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist. I don't need a man. I can take care of myself. I've got all my this. Come on, man. You do need a man. Even if you don't, your children, they do. You can't raise them all by yourself. Thumb up to those single parents or single mom that raised their children successfully. Oh, thumb up to you. I'm not ruling it out. Oh, sure you get. I'm just saying, please don't deliberately break your home, because the result, you may not be able to handle it. And your children, they may end up hating you forever. I'm just saying. Anyway, I am not somebody who is so who is so good in giving advices, because I don't expect you to take my advices. I just want you to please weigh your options, okay? Think and do what is right, what you think is right for you. But please, don't chase that good money. I'm a very good person. I'm also very much like, I don't know. I don't know if I should say I'm very much like an impatient person too. I can be very, very mad. Ask Abure. But there's no how mad I am. That will make me even think of hitting her or even verbally abuse her. Doesn't work that way. Sure you get. But we have our own arguments. What do you mean? I'm talking about, what did you say? No, I didn't say anything. That's it. I walk away, she walks away. The next thing, do you want me to prepare part of your, do you want me to prepare your food with us, or you want to eat your own food? What are you cooking? I'm just making a chicken and chicken coma. Oh, sorry. I want to remember one of our favorite food. Agbeke will be like, I'm making chicken coma and rice. Do you want some? Okay, not much. Just, that's fine. So, okay. That's it. It's over. There's no point. Just for the sake of the kids. Right? And that's what makes you an adult, though. And finally, I wanted to go to bed and think of what kind of a way this guy deserves. Because he has a word for you. Shitty man.
In his house, they served us varieties of meals, but he opted to take gari with groundnut for lunch. Is this the acquisitive monster that they were painting him out to be? No. And since I have known him, he has been using only one wristwatch. And in fact, I dress better than him. He doesn't even care. He has overcome all those urges to dress well. So we need to rally around this poor man. He has taken some bold steps. The economy that we made was in a huge mess. But it wasn't for us. We were part of the Buhari administration. We cannot deny that. We belong to the same political family. It's not about apportioning blame, but it's about finding solutions.
Somebody said that Maiduguri Elon Musk. No, it's called Maiduguri Chika Max Lamakweni Abi. Anyway, he always kind of see himself as somebody who is an orator. thiefnubu has overgrown material things. In the morning, thiefnubu will soak gari and groundnuts. And he only has one wristwatch. He doesn't fancy all this. So all of us should rally around and support this poor man. Shitty man. Again, I didn't take calls tonight, okay? But would you mind doing me a favor? Since you are still here with me, we were over 2,000 of us, almost 2,500 of us on YouTube earlier, right? But we only have just about 700 of us who have paid their own offering. I have finished now. So I want you to take a moment before you say good night. Go like that broadcast, especially on YouTube. And to those who have done that already, thank you. And to those who are going to do it, also, thank you in advance. I will see you tomorrow. I feel better now. I think I should be back tomorrow, even if I'm not going to be back in the afternoon. I'm still recovering, you know. But you tell me if I'm much better than before or not. I actually think I am. Okay? Well, thank you, everyone, for spending your evening with me. The Shege Pro Max continues. It doesn't wait for anybody, but we'll catch up on that tomorrow. Until then, I advise every one of us to stay safe and never stop watching Mayegu. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.